Okay, so you walk into a public restroom with 3 urinals. 2 adult height urinals and 1 that's slightly lower. All 3 are empty. Which one are you using? Which one are you going to?
The one on the left.
The furthest left.
Yep.
I was going to say probably the closest one that's not the small one. So the
Okay,
middle
so
one.
you go middle. Interesting. Okay, so what about you walk in, same setup, but someone is utilizing the one furthest to the left? Are you going middle right next to him, or are you keeping a distance between them, but are you going the short
I
one?
just ran into this the other day. I go the one next to him. Is there a divider? Or
That's
not?
what I was going to throw that factor in there.
Yeah,
There is in this case there is not a divider.
Kid one. I go the kid one.
You go to the kid one.
I go
You
kid
respect
one.
the man's space.
Yeah, I respect the man's space.
And he respects that you respect that. You guys have a mutual understanding. It's like,
yeah,
you make eye contact.
But the kid one, it's emasculating.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to the kid one.
So you would rather get cozy with the man next to you.
I
No
think there's a
divider.
mutual understanding that he doesn't want me to be emasculated by using the little kid one. He said this one next to me, it's yours, buddy.
Are we on the same page that if 2 are in use, you go for the third, regardless of,
I mean, as opposed to just letting it
or
stay open.
if there's 3 and someone's on the far left and then someone's on one of the others, are you going to the third
I'm
one?
going to the stall.
You're going to the stall before you go to the
Yeah.
third one.
What if somebody's got to drop a deuce? You're holding them up.
It's only a pee. It could be real quick. It could be in and out.
Are you going to lift the seat first?
Huh? No, I have really good aim.
Wait, hold on. Do you not lift the seat?
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, I lift the seat up.
Like I've never had to. I just sit down when I use the when I use the stall.
I think, is there a line of people to get into the urinal? Or not?
Yeah.
In an effort to keep the line moving, yeah, I go to the middle one.
Okay.
You got to utilize all
I
the
think
space
so.
there. I think, generally speaking, men don't want to go to the urinal that's next to the others, but they will because it's the courteous thing to do to keep the line moving.
It's the group mentality. We're looking out for the good of the group, and that just keeps the line.
Yeah,
moving.
that's why humans have survived for so
I was
long.
going to say, but if there's not a line, then you get a pick, and then it's a little bit more of an individualist. So it's kind of like this sociological phenomenon where men kind of become more group oriented when they have to work together to make the bathroom as efficient as possible.
Either way, Riley's like, I'm going for the stall.
Whereas like over here, he's like, I hear you only peeing in there. I hear you not dropping a deuce. No, I'm constipated. That's why I haven't made any sounds yet.
Bro, did you put the seat up? No. Riley's an adult, but he's still got to drop his drawers every time he
Riley, yeah, cover me. Riley, you're 28 years old. You want to say the line?
I guess. Welcome back to the Good Chill On Team podcast. How you like them apples? So Noah, what have you been watching?
watched 2 movies, 2 pretty good movies. I watched Hunt for the Wilder People, which I feel like I've talked about a fair amount at this point.
Well, you've only talked about it in the context of not being able to get a hold of the Blu-ray, I feel like.
No, well, that, and I've talked about it in the context of it always making a best of list.
And you talked about Taika Waititi.
Yeah, he's a really good director.
And you talked about New Zealand accents.
Love a New Zealand accent. It's my favorite accent. I would go there just to sit by a busy intersection and listen to the people
Listen
talk
to
about the day.
the Kiwis cuss each other out.
Yeah, I can't believe the headlines today.
Which way you going?
Yeah, hey, whatcha, bro? You're gonna catch a fisty fisty mouth.
Do you think it's Taika Waititi's best movie?
What
That's
else?
a good question.
What We Do in the Shadows, Jojo Rabbit. That's
Thor-
pretty good.
Thor
one.
Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok. Thor Love and Thunder.
No, that's his worst.
I don't know. Jojo Rabbit's pretty good.
Jojo Rabbit
Yeah.
is really good. I need to watch it again.
But Hunt for the Wilder People is uniquely
The
New
setting,
Zealand.
the setting is in New Zealand, which he also has.
and
like,
Last Goal Wins. Next Goal Wins.
Next Goal Wins. That's American Samoa. That's not a good movie. But I think his first directed movie was Boy.
Would you just call me?
Little baby.
Are you seriously calling me boy on the podcast right now? I'm not familiar with that.
I think it's like a much lower budget. It's called Boy. I think it's also in like a New Zealand, like closer to home sort of film for him. But I think that got pretty positive reviews.
Was Flight of the Conchords, did Did he have anything to do with that? Was that a New Zealand operation that he?
That's
had
Jermaine Clements is in that.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I didn't know if that
Taika
was.
Waititi
I
is.
for some reason I'm making that connection.
I don't know. I really liked What We Do in the Shadows. I need to watch that again. And I'd really like Jojo Rabbit. So is it his best? Maybe. He's got a couple really good ones. Thor Ragnarok is good too.
But
But
Star Wars movie will never see the light of day. He was rumored to be making a Star Wars movie. That's not gonna happen.
not getting off the ground anymore.
No. It was like they Star Wars does this a lot where they announce the director, and then the next movie that director has is usually not good.
Well, they did it with Game of Thrones guys.
Yeah, they did it with Ryan Johnson. They did it with Taika Waititi, and then I think it was Patty Jenkins. They announced she was going to do like a Rogue Squadrons movie, like a fighter pilot movie.
Oh yeah.
And then Wonder Woman 1984 came out.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I had not seen that.
They're very wishy-washy. Hunt for the Wilder People, though, God, you would like it. I think it's for all intents and purposes a 5-star movie for me. Other than I notice this is my third time watching it. I don't really care for the music direction. It's I don't know. I don't think it's quite as fitting. The music is sort of like intense at parts, but it's not an intense movie. So I don't really know how they chose that. So I don't really care for that as much. But otherwise, like characters, Ricky Baker is a lovable little boy, like teenage boy. And then his bond with Hector as they journey through the bush, it's pretty good. And then it ends with, because the whole movie, Ricky Baker's, recites haikus. He's like, well, my old counselors told me it helps me process my feelings. So he's just like does haikus. And then the movie ends with Hector. He just like gives a haiku back to Ricky. And it's really like, I didn't remember this on my previous viewings, but that's like a really touching way to end the movie, end the film. So yeah, Hunt for the Wilder People, go watch it. You should watch it because I think you'll really like it. And you should watch it again because I think it'll go up from 3.5.
I was gonna say I gave it 3.5. I feel like movies that get talked about get higher scores. I just feel like
how do you mean?
If a Hunt for the Wilder People is a 3.5-star movie to me, but we talk about it and we quote it, and,
talk about what we like about it,
or just the fact that it's like on our minds, on our conversation, in the conversation at all, just.
So like recency.
I don't think recency.
I don't think so because I haven't seen it in a while. But just the fact that like we're exploring it, we're giving the movie like the time that it needs to kind of be understood. I just feel like that tends to give a movie a higher score. And when you talk about stuff and you like it, and then you just want to give it a higher score because it kind of has surpassed sort of just being a blanket sort of evaluation. It's become more of a sentimental thing.
I agree with that.
So I'm sure, I give it 3.5 when I watched it back 4 years ago. So I'm sure it would go up.
There's this one editing moment, like towards the beginning of the movie, where Ricky, he just shows up to Heck and Bella's house, and he's like trying to fall asleep for the first time, and she's talking to him from the other side of the door. She's like, and it's just funny how like she says a line. She's like, and there's an Indian lamp, a dog lamp, some cats, and a knife to stab some monsters in the night. And each shot is just a stationary shot of the Indian lamp, the dog lamp, the cats, and the knife. Like just like the way that was edited, I found to be really comical. Again, it's a very like, I thought it was like a takeaway TD sort of hallmark.
Nice.
So it's good.
Yeah, definitely want to watch it.
Yeah. And then I watched Ocean's 11, which was a rewatch for me. It went up from 4 stars to 4.5 stars.
What a cool movie.
I thought that it just seems like a movie that I think darn near anybody could watch and would agree that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I would think, because Kenzie gave this movie 4.5 stars. I'm like, you liked it that much? She's like, yeah, I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
And it is cool. I think some of the people on Letterboxd complain that there's no women on the team, which is
that's where we got Ocean's 8.
Pretty much Julia Roberts' character is the driving force for Danny Ocean's character in
Yeah,
this movie.
Entirely.
I feel like the movie just like, as far as setup and payoff goes, like this is like a prime example of like that's how you set up, that's how you pay off.
Oh yeah. It's just some really fun writing. All the characters are really cool.
It's cool how each one has their own
unique
role.
I love that. Yeah. Whenever movies or video games or whatever, they assemble a team, and each team member has their role, and then we see them play out that role successfully. I love it.
Part of the mission, like, as part of the team.
Yeah. And then the very final shot is all of them standing by the fountain, and then one by one they just leave. It's like, that's cool. I looked it up though. This movie got absolutely no recognition at the Academy Awards. Nothing. And I was sort of surprised.
Yeah,
with how just like favorable it is, at least in this day and age. Like,
even at that time, Steven Soderbergh had done.
He did Aaron Brockovich,
Traffic, and Aaron Brock. So it's just like he was on people's radar at that time. That's interesting. And I mean, George Clooney, Brad Pitt, and everyone.
Yeah, you have a stacked cast.
Matt Damon. I totally forgot that Matt Damon was in this movie, and then he showed up on screen. I was like, "What the heck?"
Matt Damon jump scare.
It's funny. So then I want to watch the whole trilogy. I remember we watched Ocean 12s in college, and I did not like it that much. So I'm eager to see if it does any better on rewatch. And then I'm going to watch Ocean's 13.
Then Ocean's 8?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, Ocean's 11 is very cool.
You give it 4.5?
Give it 4.5.
What's keeping you from giving it 5?
That gut feeling, I guess. Nothing more than that.
I respect that. You know when you know, and you know if it's not.
Yeah. I happily put it at 4.5.
What'd you watch, Josiah?
I only watched one movie. I've been slacking on my movie watching duties.
I'll say.
But the movie I watched was Pirates of the Caribbean: Curse of the Black Pearl.
Tell us more about this Pirates of the Caribbean.
So at
a movie about pirates.
Walt Disney World,
Pirates,
there's a ride called Pirates of the Caribbean.
Like the Somali pirates? Is it like
Captain Phillips?
Yeah, is it Captain Phillips? Is Tom Hanks in it?
I have just been rewatching some of my Letterboxd top 4s, and Pirates of the Caribbean: Curse of the Black Pearl is the quintessential adventure movie. Last week or a few weeks ago, we talked about The Mummy, talking about National Treasure. I'm just like, adventure movies, like when they're done right, it's just like
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones is like, you kind of are like beside yourself.
The Goonies.
Watching yourself watch the movie. Just I don't know. So Pirates of the Caribbean, just we talk about it enough, but it's just like the music, amazing. The characters, the dialogue. It's consistently funny.
Catch anything new on this viewing?
The one thing, and I just made in my Letterboxd review, the shot when they are going out, when the cursed crew is going out to take over the Dauntless, and they're just are walking on the ocean floor. And they just come into view. That it just, the music at that point is just like awesome.
Gents, take a walk.
Yeah,
that's a very cool line.
Just that whole final sequence, when they're in the Isla de Muerto, is that what it's called? The cave, and just like the back and forth of like being like just even like coming in and out of the moonlight, so like they're alive and then they're undead, and just like it just looks so seamless. It looks so good for being 12 years old, 22 years old. It aged like fine wine. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, and then Barbossa's like, "You're off the edge of the map, mate. Here there be monsters." And I'm like, that's the coolest line everyone's ever said. So there you go. Pirates of the Caribbean, 5-star.
I feel like for as much as we talk about Pirates of the Caribbean and like we love Jack Sparrow, we love Davy Jones, I think we quote Barbossa the most.
I love Barbossa. I like, he's
let's give
one
Barbossa
of my
his flowers. He is awesome, and he's the only other one that's come back for he's in every single movie.
Elizabeth Swann is like, when they first meet, she's like says this really verbose thing. He's like, "God, you're speaking to pirates, lads," and then she demands to be let go, and he's like, I'm disinclined to acquiesce to your request. It means no. Yeah, that is what a guy. And then he shows up in the other movies, and people feel really conflicted about that.
And with like Marvel movies, like they throw in those like little cameos of characters. Like in the second one, at the very end, he shows up, and that's a pretty cool scene.
It is, because you get nothing. You get like no explanation, and
So tell me, what's become of my ship?
Yeah. Oh, he's great. Yeah. The apple.
So
anyway, great movie.
I watched a great movie as well. I finally finished my watch of the Lord of the Rings trilogy with Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
Did you just like Did you? Was it just us making enough snide comments about it?
Yep.
You're like, I'm doing this
100%.
for my own self-worth.
So
I don't want to watch this movie, but I gotta watch this movie.
You're just, but then you were watching it and you're just like,
yeah, this is really
the
good.
reflection of the movie in your eyes, just staring at the screen.
Heartbreak feels good in a place
You just,
like this.
yeah, you hear it. You just hear, you bow to no man, or whatever the line is. Yeah, you're just,
For some reason, I've watched bits and parts of The Lord of the Rings throughout my whole life. I've never really sat down and watched all of them because they are long movies. They are.
you didn't even watch the extended edition. You just watched
No,
the,
no.
which is very understandable.
So they are large undertakings, really long movies. So I watched bits and parts with my dad and my brother growing up. I watched the first and second one in 2020, I believe, early 2020, and I decided after to preserve myself, I watched this one, and it's really good. It's
You gave it 4.5, and then you knocked it up to a 5.
yeah. I think I like when movies end well.
Absolutely, especially a trilogy.
Yes.
Hot take, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, really.
I like it when they flop it at the end.
And I think Lord of the Rings does it superb.
No,
Really.
I agree.
The ending of the movie is very different from the ending of the book.
Well, yeah, there's a whole. It's very interesting. The ending of the book has a whole additional sequence where the
So
hobbits
it's sort of
return.
like an epilogue, but it's
called the Scouring of the Shire.
But it's not even an I would say it's more of the final chapter because a lot happens with
No, I would say
Saruman returns.
I would say it's an epilogue.
Okay, an epilogue. It's
But-
the
He returns?
Saruman doesn't die in the Wormtongue does kill Saruman, but it's not on the
Wait,
Osgiliath.
Wormtongue?
Wormtongue is like the guy speaking in
Yeah. He kills.
Theoden's. He kills him in the movie too.
Oh, that's Christopher Lee's character.
Christopher Lee is Saruman.
Yeah.
Are you thinking of Sauron?
Yeah. I was thinking
Okay,
that
yeah.
for a second.
Saruman.
they have very similar
But
names.
instead, in the movie that happens, but in the book, it actually takes place later in
Which
the story.
did Christopher Lee die before the filming of the
No, I think they just for the sake of a concise film
Yeah.
Gotcha.
foresaw that.
Because I mean,
forewent that.
to be fair, it does feel a little out of left field. Just how
I think especially if you watch the movie first and then you read the book and you're like,
oh,
why
there's this
is
whole additional
It's-
storyline. I mean, I mean, like it's important for like highlighting the 4 hobbits, like how they've changed and just how even like the Shire is touched by evil and stuff. But it does feel a little out of place.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the movie.
This movie has some bars. Okay.
You're gonna hit us with some.
And I'm gonna read you a quote and you tell me if this is a bar or not. Okay.
are they all bars?
You have to see. So Gandalf says, I will not say, do not weep, for not all tears are evil.
Bar.
Gimli never thought I would die fighting side by side with an elf. And then Legolas says, what about side by side with a friend? Hey, I could do that.
Bar.
Aragorn, my friends, you bow to no one.
I mean Sam at the top of Mount Doom. I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it.
And then the head guy under
The Witch King.
yeah, and he was like, no man has killed me.
I am no man.
Bar. And I really like this one. Pippin, he said, I didn't think it would end this way. And Gandalf says, end. No, the journey doesn't end here. Death is just another path, one that we all must take.
Bar. Yeah, that's a good one.
Tolkien's Catholicism shining through in that one.
Oh yeah.
So this movie is just bar after bar.
I remember the book, of course, bringing the book back in. Reading the book, I liked the book when I read it, but it was kind of like tough to read. It's very wordy at times. But I do remember, like at one point, Gandalf is talking to Pippin, and he says the lines like, there are fell things below. And I just thought that was such a cool thing to say. It was
What does that mean?
It was when they're in
Moria?
no, it's in the Return of the King where what's the city name? It's just
Not
Riven-
Gondor.
Riven-
Rohan? No,
no, it was Gondor.
it is Gondor.
Right? I don't know. But basically it was like the orcs they were at like the foot of the city and they were like trying to attack.
Mm,
Just talking about like evil things. Like there are fell things below.
Yeah, that's
Like
cool.
that sounds so cool.
yeah. Good movie.
Great movie.
Good pick, Riley.
Yeah. So I really enjoy Return of the King. It makes me want to watch them again. You know. So.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you want to watch The Rings of Power.
Do you think whenever you watch them again, you'll watch the extended edition?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you think you'll ever watch the Hobbit trilogy?
Yeah, maybe one day.
I don't really have any desire to watch those.
I would after I read the books. I think it's good for if they're good for if you are obsessed with Lord of the Rings and you just need something to scratch.
I was going to say if you go in knowing it's not the book, but it is just an entertaining story within the world of Middle Earth.
And it's still Peter Jackson, it's still Gandalf, Ian McKellen, so it's like
Martin Freeman. Yeah, okay, that's a fair point. You could probably have a lot of fun with them.
I would say Legolas, he's like, for taking out people, he's like MVP, you know? Like, if you had an army and you're fighting, you need a guy, you need Legolas.
Isn't that from The Two Towers? Don't
he and Gimli have like a little competition.
Yeah. I don't know how Gimli keeps up with Legolas, because he's just...
He can probably take out like 2 or 3 orcs with one swoop of his axe.
Legolas took out the elephant?
Elephant.
Yeah.
That's true, he did do that.
So he probably looked really cool while he was doing it.
He looked very graceful, floating like a butterfly.
And then Frodo forgets Legolas's name.
Yes, there's a theory. I don't know if anyone has watched
Gimli,
Return of the King.
This guy.
But after he drops the ring, they wake up after the Hawks take him back. He says everyone's names, and he's like so excited. And then Legolas comes. He's like,
really?
Hey, you.
Hey,
yeah, they just don't talk.
What's good, Chief?
Yeah.
Brother.
Good Blondie. That's funny. Well, we could talk about Lord of the Rings the whole episode, and maybe we will one time.
And comment if you want Riley's TV corner, because I've watched a lot of TV. Okay,
Riley's been watching TV.
Before we started recording, Riley's like, "Please let me talk about TV. Please let me talk about. Oh, please let me talk
Riley,
about TV."
That can be your social media exclusive or the Patreon exclusive. Yeah. Just you sitting at fetal position in the corner, being like, "So, season 2 of Severance ended. What do we think?"
It's probably the most creative show I have ever seen.
Daredevil Born Again. It's not the Netflix show, but they're doing pretty well.
Invincible, really good.
All right. Well, on the topic of thoughts on what people are thinking about stuff, some people think it's good, some people think it's not, and so that brings us to a familiar segment, the return of Concur, Not Concur. I don't know what that was, but
get the holy water out.
So I just got.
He's seizing.
I just got some of these are takes, some of them are more hypotheticals, and you have to let us know if you agree or you disagree, if you concur or you do not concur.
I'm ready.
All right. So none of us have seen The Electric State. It's been getting pretty not great reviews, especially on Letterboxd. It's got like a 2.1 average rating, and people are not loving it. So with that in mind, that none of us have seen it, The Electric State is as bad as everyone is saying it is. Based off the trailer, based off of what you've seen, The Electric State is as bad as everyone is saying it is. 3, 2, 1. Not concur.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said not.
I said not concur as well.
You think it is?
Yeah.
I think it looks interesting enough. They got some cool design choices and a stacked cast.
Right.
I'm thinking like it's not a half-star movie. I bet you it's a 2.5-star movie.
My thought was back in December, I watched Red 1, and I thought that movie got terrible reviews, and it's just schlocky The Rock doing his thing, poor writing. I had a lot of fun with that movie. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. And I think The Electric State would probably be pretty similar.
Got Chris Pratt.
I love Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Ki Hoi Kwan.
Yeah.
I love Ki Hoi Kwan.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Anthony Mackie.
Say it. I love Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah, stacked cast. Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
I don't know how prominent all of them are, but
you can wrap a turd with a really expensive bow tie.
A really expensive bow tie.
Really expensive.
$350 million bow tie.
But it's still a turd, so you don't know.
How much did we pay for the bow tie? I don't know. I don't know if it would be better than 3.5 for me.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying people have been like the top reviews on Letterboxd are like half star, 1 star.
And
you can always I have fun taking those movies and you sort by highest rated first, and it's just all the people saying how much fun they had with the movie. Do that every now and then. It restores a little bit of faith in humanity.
And stuff about the Russo brothers supporting AI use in movies.
I think people,
I know it's a hot take.
People love to hate. So maybe you guys are right. People love to hate.
It's true. People love to hate.
I think there's fun to be had.
I think we can be realistic with our expectations, but we can also.
I think the Russo brothers made a movie that was going to be fun. It wasn't going to be revolutionary, and it was going to be expensive.
Yeah.
But you think with a budget that big, you think it should be revolutionary, like Avatar, Way of Water?
I think it probably should be better. I don't know about revolutionary, but that's kind of outside our control.
I think Netflix or whoever paid them knew pretty well what they were getting themselves into. And I don't think they were expecting it to be revolutionary, is my assumption.
I'm sure, yeah. All right, next prompt. The Lord of the Rings theme is a top 5 movie theme. Three, 2, 1. Not concur. You said concur.
Yeah.
You got recency
bias. Riley's got a bad case of the recency bias.
You don't think so?
I couldn't even think of it when you
concur?
I say concur.
Okay.
But you know what? I listen to a lot of lo-fi. The music and like themes that have been lo-fi-ified. Lord of the Rings, best possible movie to turn into lo-fi music.
I agree.
You got the Shire artistic rendition, the Hobbiton, just like it's a vibe and it's immaculate.
We're not talking about the lo-fi edition. We're talking about the score.
But I'm saying with or without the lo-fi edition, it's just like wow. What a transportational.
Name
sort
5
of,
scores better than it. Go.
Okay, off the top of my head,
I've done that in the past. Why can't you? Go.
Because we're on different footing.
Go.
Shut up.
I couldn't even think of the score, how it went when you initiated the prompt. So therefore, to me, it's like how.
Don't cry.
I don't know. I bet I could find.
I don't know. It feels
5 pretty quickly.
It's just like wow.
Pretty quickly, then do it.
If I pulled up a list.
No, off the top. Go.
Stop pressuring me. Talk about something amongst yourself for like 2 seconds here.
Star Wars,
Lord of the Rings,
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, that's one. Okay, thank you.
Superman.
I'm
Jaws,
the wild
Batman,
robot.
Back to the Future.
But
Indiana
that's not
Jones.
even like the theme.
I love all the music from that movie.
Okay, well, we're not talking the soundtrack. We're talking the theme.
Yes.
Jurassic Park. Did you just say that?
I don't know if Jurassic Park is my top 5.
Top Gun.
I don't.
I'm just
Okay,
looking.
I guess
we did bracket.
I was
pretty much.
thinking.
Yeah.
I was thinking specifically of
What
like.
one though?
Pirates, I think.
Yeah. I mean, Interstellar. Any Oppenheimer.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
It's it's fair.
Okay.
Top 5. Okay, whatever. You're not gonna.
Yeah.
The people don't actually care about your opinion.
Wait, what? Really? What?
All right. Lord of the Rings is a top 5 movie theme. Number 3. A Beautiful Mind, 2001. A Beautiful Mind would work if everything about it was the exact same, except instead of Russell Crowe in the leading role, it's Will Ferrell.
I thought you were going to say John Travolta.
I had to pick someone. It's A Beautiful Mind. It's the tone, the execution. Everything is the same except it's Will Ferrell instead of Russell Crowe. And it would work. 3, 2, 1.
Concur.
Not concur.
Concur.
You guys both said concur?
I think he's done. Well, he's done like some semi.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was trying to think of something because
drama.
that was especially Will Ferrell in the 90s SNL, and a lot of comedic actors do that where they try to break out from, and successfully so, break out from their comedic kind of stereotype. I I don't know if Will Ferrell is the one though. Like Jim Carrey, Steve Carell, like we've seen them in dramatic roles. Will Ferrell has done some. He did Everything Must Go, and he did Stranger Than Fiction. Those are the two sort of more dramatic roles, and I think those are good. But I don't know if he's got what it takes to do A Beautiful Mind.
I don't think a Beautiful Mind is like. I don't know. It's not like Russell Crowe lost himself in that role. Like,
You don't think so? It was a very
I don't.
like specific role. I mean,
It was, but I don't. I just could see somebody else doing it, and
Will Ferrell's
I
one of them.
think if Will Ferrell committed himself and he was trying to go for that Oscar, if he wanted to, I think he could.
I haven't seen A Beautiful Mind, so I don't really know.
I thought you were going to say A Beautiful Mind should not have won Best Picture, and I was going to say Ocean's 11.
I don't know how good Russell Crowe is in the movie because I haven't seen it.
I mean,
you
he's
can
good.
imagine the movie got one Best Picture. He's going to have to.
But
bring
it
something
hasn't
to the
aged super favorably.
Yeah.
The more I grew up, the more that movie won Best Picture means nothing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I guess the movie is secondary.
Riley's like, I don't care.
The movie is secondary to the hypothetical of Will Ferrell being able to lose himself in a dramatic role.
I think he could.
I don't know. In the year 2000.
Maybe he'd be even more capable than he was in his later years when he was exclusively doing comedies.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. I'm not sure.
They say the best comedic actors have the best timing, so that you're able.
Yeah,
to
that's
do
true.
dramatic
Definitely.
I
roles.
remember watching Foxcatcher because that got a lot of Oscar buzz when it came out, and I was like, Steve Carell in this role, let's go. And it was one of the most boring movies I've ever watched. It was just it was so slow.
Where's The Office?
Yeah.
Where's the 40-year-old version? Number 4. Empire Records is the best slice of life 90s movie.
Okay. You say something like that, but what are some other ones?
What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
That's a good movie.
Clerks.
I've never seen it.
As Good as It Gets. And then some others. Slacker. Fried Green Tomatoes. The Snapper. And Now and Then. I just found a list. But the ones that I was thinking of were What's Eating Gilbert Grape, Clerks, and As Good as It Gets. So we've all seen most of those.
We've
Empire
all
Records.
seen one of those.
I've only seen Empire Records.
You haven't seen What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Nope.
Okay.
I remember I watched it.
Well,
Okay.
Empire Records is the best slice of life 90s movie. 3, 2, 1.
Not
Concur.
Concur.
By default.
I think
What's Eating Gilbert Grape is a really good movie.
I feel like What's Eating Gilbert Grape is like takes place in the same universe as Napoleon Dynamite. And as far as a sort of Midwest, even though Napoleon Dynamite's not in the Midwest. Actually, where is What's Eating Gilbert Grape's in Iowa?
Are you just deciding that?
No, it's in they talk about the name of the town. I don't remember. Off the top of my head. It's in Iowa. But I just feel like it's
got John C. Reilly.
come on. Are you sure, Gilbert? Hey man, can I eat the rest of your hamburger?
Can I eat the rest of your grapes?
Empire Records is good.
It's
good. It's better for the punk side of the 90s, but as far as the simple living of the 90s, you get a better idea of that through What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
The punk side, you get everything in Empire Records.
Yeah, you get literally
every societal issue
that teenagers would face.
Yeah, it's been so long since I watched What's Eating Gilbert Grape, but I remember thinking it was really good.
You've seen As Good as It Gets.
Have you seen Clerks too?
As Good as It Gets? What's that movie?
That's the one with Jack Nicholson. It has OCD.
That movie didn't come out in the 90s.
Came out in 97.
Did it?
Greg Kinnear.
We all three
was
watched
an
that.
artist.
I did not-
we watched
I
it
did
for the
not-
movie club.
Yeah, I didn't like that movie at all.
Holly Hunt.
Yeah, he and
That
Holly
was As
Hunt-
Good as It Gets?
Yeah,
I totally forgot about it too.
Yeah, I was not impressed. I didn't like the movie.
I didn't like it at all.
'Cause
I
at the
felt
end-
like Jack Nicholson and
Not Holly Hunt. Helen
Hunt.
Hunt.
Greg Kinnear, Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah, because then at the end, Helen Hunt and Jack Nicholson become a couple, and I'm like, in what universe does this happen? And
I
I
remember
really
not
didn't buy
liking
it
that.
at all. I didn't
We
like
watched
it.
that for our first movie
I
club.
think I liked it.
Probably.
Really? I don't know. Anyway, What's Eating Gilbert Grape is a great movie. Okay, number 5. If Christopher Nolan could only be remembered for one film, it would be Oppenheimer. People can only remember Christopher Nolan for one film. It's Oppenheimer. 3, 2, 1.
Not
Concur.
Concur.
What do you think would be?
Interstellar.
You think it'd be Interstellar? I was thinking The Dark Knight, but I was like, no, that one doesn't stand as much on its own.
Like Oppenheimer, obviously, he won Best Picture, Best Director, Best this, Best that, Best. But to me, Interstellar is just it's the quintessential
100
Christopher
years
Nolan
from
movie.
now.
That's the one where he sent a guy through space and time. Like, it's just the Christopher Nolan movie.
I mean, I love the movie. I don't know if that would be the one that people would be. I mean, I just feel like Oppenheimer.
Riley's like, Following was pretty good.
I liked Dark Knight Rises.
Insomnia, man. Al Pacino.
Yeah.
I can't get no sleep.
Driving me crazy. So you think Oppenheimer though?
Yeah, I think just because it's based off of someone that's in history, I just feel like that will
Has much more relevance to humanity.
And I think that.
But I feel like Interstellar is pretty grounded in reality, but it looks forward instead of backward.
That means it's more optimistic.
Theoretically.
I would not say Oppenheimer is an optimistic movie.
Yeah, perhaps not.
No,
it's an
especially
honest
the
movie.
ending. So.
Yeah.
Perhaps they were talking about something more important.
All right. This will be an interesting one. Number 6. If you watched, and we've talked about this movie, and I'll read the synopsis again. If you watched Flux Gourmet, you would give it half a star on Letterboxd. Flux Gourmet is a movie that came out, I believe, 2, 3, 4 years ago. And here's the Letterboxd description. At an institute devoted to culinary and alimentary performance, food, a collective finds themselves embroiled in power struggles, artistic vendettas, and gastrointestinal disorders. It's a movie like they create like ASMR productions of like different like bodily noises. And
we've talked about this.
I've talked about it because I watch a trailer and I'm like, that actually sounds like torture. Watching that, like my disgust for chewing sounds and stuff like that sounds like that turned up.
So what was the prompt?
If you watch Flux Gourmet, you would give it half a star. It's got Asa Butterfield, Gwendolyn Christie. Those were the 2 big names attached. I would have to.
You'd
have to look. You'd have to read.
Hit us
more.
with the countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Concur. Really?
You say concur? Yeah.
That would bother you that much, or you think it's just like a not that good of a movie? What's
It
the
sounds
Letterboxd
so, like,
rating?
Avant-garde. That's a good question.
It's a big word.
It's 2 words. Let's see.
Higher than 3, I'm guessing.
Flux Gourmet 3.3, and that's exactly the type of movie. It's like 4 star, 4 star, 4 star. Everyone's like, I really like how they used the
way that
sound
they
of
made these-
indigestion to convey a feeling of uncertainty about the future.
Their description of capitalism.
But the trailer is just so gross. It's just like
That'll be the next Good Chill Hunting short. What's up, everybody? We're going to be watching the Flux Gourmet trailer here.
Have you seen like those edits where it's like the edit of somebody like introducing something, but then just cut in for like half a second is them like 30 seconds in the future where they're like screaming. It's like this lady like putting Mentos in a Coke bottle. She's like, we're back with we're putting the Mentos in.
I saw that. I laughed so much.
So that's us.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Today we're watching Flux Gourmet.
Our first reaction ever.
Yeah.
We're so excited.
Oh,
That's really funny. I remember watching that video. I got a good kick out of that.
Funny. All right. This will be the last one. Then we'll do 7. Concur or not concur? Kaylee Spaney will get cast in the MCU in the next 3 years. You're not supposed to give us. 3, 2, 1.
Not
Concur.
concur.
I think there's no way she doesn't.
She's gonna be an X-Men.
I was thinking.
Yep.
I was thinking.
Maybe Kitty Pryde.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking Kitty Pryde. I was thinking Squirrel Girl. There's another one.
I just had it. I don't know.
Or she'll be like a non-hero role.
I'm
She'll be like
often surprised because it feels like everyone's in the MCU, but then you keep finding out this person just got cast or blah, 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 blah. It's like, I thought they were already in it. So there's a lot of people that aren't in the MCU.
but I feel like
The pool to choose from is wide.
But she's such a rising star. They're trying to like Jenna Ortega,
Yeah.
who's technically in Iron Man 3.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
like has a
apparently
very
Which
small role.
her scene got deleted, I thought. I saw.
Yeah. But I think like there's big talks for her getting put in the MCU now.
Say you Sink from Stranger Things and
Yep.
The Whale.
Yep.
She just got cast in Spider-Man 4.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
they're gonna be casting
I'm
these
just
younger
feel like
actors.
they
these
are
younger
making
actors.
roles or they are writing characters
I mean,
for people.
I'm not arguing with that. I'm just saying there is a large pool to choose from.
But Kaylee Spinney's on the rise.
It could be her or it could be anyone else.
She's in the,
Yeah, fair enough. But I think
she's in the new Knives Out, Dead Man Wake Up.
You did it wrong for the 5th time. You've never once gotten it right. Wake up, comma, dead man. So anyway,
Dead guy, get your
Wake
butt out of
up.
bed.
Yeah, I think she's going places, and one of those places is the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
You know what I would love? If she got cast in the DC universe.
Mm.
And then she wouldn't be allowed to work or cast for the MCU.
Because they never go over.
James Gunn, he has to make some sign a contract. And if you sign here on the dotted line, that means you bar yourself from joining any MCU projects. That's what James Gunn sounds like.
Yeah, sure.
That is what he sounds like.
He's like,
It's a caricature version of his voice, but
I
that's pretty
am
close.
the savior.
I
of
am
the
the Senate.
DCEU.
It's a new game time. Time for a new game. Woo!
You said
I think
it
that
fine
you said
the
it
first
fine
time.
the first time, and then you like
I doubted myself.
you keep that.
It's just like a
stupid
reflex, like not even like checking what
Yeah.
you said, just assuming that you said it wrong. Welcome back to Good Show Hunting.
Dang it! From the top. No, Riley, you did great. No.
So this is a game I stole from a British game show called Only Connect. So I'm gonna give the guys. There's 4 clues, but I'm gonna start off with one. Josiah also said this is kind of like the New York Times connections.
Maybe I mean, like, I
Yeah.
don't know the extent of this, but it sounds like it's along the lines.
So I'm gonna give them clues. Let's say, for example, I say Lion King, Return of the Jedi.
James Earl Jones.
That could be a connection, yeah. Or the main character's
Not the
father
right one.
dies.
Oh,
So something's going to connect these 4 clues to each other. So they have to figure it out. I'm going to start with 1 clue, and that's for 4 points. And then
just to clear, like, is there any sort of parameter on what the common thread is? It always going to be a movie or a character, or is it going to be something pretty? It could be as outlandish, or not outlandish, but like as outside the box as all their parents
Yep,
die.
it could be like that.
So we
But
have to
sometimes it is
sometimes
actor.
some of them might be easy. Like it might be an actor, it might be maybe a composer. Some of them might be out the box, like
So
the main
you-
character's father dies.
think. So we just have to kind of not think so narrowly
Yep.
on these. Okay, very good.
Okay,
I've got a win.
so the
You said
first
that
one
last time.
is and you get 1 guess for each clue.
Mhm.
Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
We really can't do anything with just one.
Yeah. So I'll each round I'll give the first 2. Okay, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, and Thor Ragnarok.
Carl Urban.
That is correct.
You you were going to give us one movie.
Okay.
Wait, so I got 3. How
Yep.
does that?
Because
sorry,
you
how
get 4 points if you get it on the first round, which is just one movie.
Okay, round number 2. You have Kingsman Secret Service and I Am Legend.
A dog. They each have a dog. The
It
main
dies.
character has a dog. Wait,
but the dog
he doesn't kill his dog.
Huh? His dog dies though.
When?
JB got turned into like they shoot it.
Oh yeah.
They shoot it and they like stuff him.
Is that the sequel?
No, I think that's in the first one.
In the first one, he's supposed to kill him, but he doesn't.
Yep.
It's been a long time since I've seen Kingsman, but I remember him, like, that detail was that his dog didn't die.
Well, he doesn't shoot him, but then
I thought they kill the dog.
If that happens,
That-
it's not in the first movie. And we're getting into the weeds. Like I'll
Yeah,
give
I don't
you that.
remember
but
actually, but I'll take my 3 points.
Okay. Round number 3, The Social Network adaptation.
Movies about writers.
No.
I don't have a guess.
Okay. Social Network adaptation, Legend.
Legend?
I don't know what that movie
I don't
is.
know.
Is it?
Composed by Atticus Ross and Trent Reznor.
Nope.
They all have Justin Timberlake.
No. The Social Network adaptation, Legend, and The Prestige.
The Prestige.
I don't know. I don't know what Legend
It's
is.
like a fallout between two friends.
No.
Oh, Prestige. Social Network. I don't know anything about adaptation.
I have a 5th clue. So.
We're gonna need.
Produced by David Fincher.
Nope. The Social Network Legend adaptation, The Prestige, Sinners.
The movie starring twins.
Yep. That has twins.
Oh shoot!
Very good.
That's a spoiler for
Adap-
The Prestige.
Good luck. That's funny.
One of our viewers.
All right. Round number 4, Mallrats, Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
They both have Kevin Smith.
Nope.
Well,
No.
Mallrats. Pass.
Mallrats, Teen Titans Goes to the Movies, Big Hero 6.
Animated superhero movies.
Mallrats not
Nope.
animated.
I don't know what I don't know what Mallrats is.
Kevin Smith, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not conceding yet.
Do you have a guess?
Mallrats, Teen Titans Go to the Movies, Big Hero 6.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't have a guess.
Mallrats, Teen Titans Go to the Movies, Big Hero 6, Avengers Endgame.
Movies featuring a superhero assembling scene.
Nope.
It's a pretty good guess.
I was gonna say I don't know. That seems. I don't.
Okay, I have another one. Mallrats, Teen Titans Goes to the Movies, Big Hero 6, Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse.
Movies featuring comic books. Comic
Nope.
book movies.
Close.
comic book adaptations.
Nope. Movies featuring Stan Lee.
Yeah.
You started with Mallrats. I mean, yeah, I guess
He's
that
in
makes sense.
Mallrats. All
Okay.
right.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
You see that documentary coming out about him?
Yeah.
Looks kind of sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Next round. Evil Dead 2, Forrest Gump.
Came out in 1994.
Nope.
Pass.
Evil Dead 2, Forrest Gump, Empire Strikes Back.
I don't.
Man,
have
I
a
need
guess.
to like see these. I can't think of all of them at the same time. What was the first one?
Evil Dead 2, Forrest Gump, Empire Strikes Back.
All involve someone losing a limb.
That's correct.
They actually?
Yeah.
Let's go! Let's go!
The next one was 127 hours.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's good.
Okay. Next round.
You came up with these on your own?
Yeah.
That's great.
Most
That's
of
good.
them.
That's good.
Cheese and crackers.
A delicious afternoon snack.
I'm a friend of a friend.
I've never heard of either of these.
Documentaries.
Nope.
Art films.
Nope. Cheese and crackers. I'm a friend of a friend. Not once, not twice, but as many times as I like.
Quotes from Nicolas Cage.
Quotes from Longlegs?
That's correct.
Oh.
What's cheese and crackers?
I looked up. He says cheese and crackers sometimes.
Cheese and crackers.
Not once. Not
the
once.
last one. There she is. The
The
almost
almost
birthday
birthday
girl.
Good movie.
Okay. The
I've
spot.
thought of that movie more, and that movie, I think, on a rewatch, I'd give it a higher score.
That's because we've talked about it and we thought about it. Not by virtue of the movie being any different, but by virtue of the vibe being different.
It's true.
Next round. SpongeBob SquarePants the movie. American Beauty.
Alec Baldwin?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like a cast member thing. I don't know anyone in American Beauty other than Kevin Spacey movies. I think Kevin Spacey did.
The SpongeBob SquarePants movie, American Beauty, Clerks 2.
David Hasselhoff
No.
movies.
Oh, that's a fine guess. Clerks 2. Jeffrey Tambor.
The SpongeBob SquarePants movie, American Beauty, Clerks 2, Good Burger.
Nickelodeon movies.
No.
Wait. Well, Good Burger and I guess the other two weren't.
Good Burger. They've all served burgers.
They also have food. The character serves food.
Do I get credit for that?
Yeah.
Let's
American Beauty. Wait, what was the third one?
Clerks 2. They work at fast food.
Yeah.
For sure.
What is American Beauty?
American Beauty.
Yeah, he does. Because have you seen American Beauty? No. Okay.
Have you?
Well,
You've
I
seen it?
have.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin Spacey's character starts working at fast food, and he catches his wife having an affair when they go through the
interesting
line.
Interesting.
Number 2, Snake Plissken. Number 2, Snake Plissken.
Those are two
Two
different
new
movies?
movies that don't exist.
Number 2, Snake Plissken.
Two words that you just made up.
Number 2, Snake Plissken.
Okay, I don't know.
Documentaries.
Nope. Okay. Number 2, Snake Plissken, King Bradley.
Führers.
Nope.
Number 2, Snake Plissken, Fuhrer, Bradley. They all fight with swords.
Nope. Number 2, King Bradley, Snake Plissken, Nick Fury.
They have an eye patch.
Yep.
Number 2.
He's from Austin Powers.
Who's Snake Plissken?
He's Kurt Russell in Escape from New York.
Oh, nice. Führer Brad.
Okay. End of watch, Creep.
They have Michael Pena.
Nope.
Record for most amount of F words.
Nope. End of watch, Creep, Searching.
They're all,
Searching. Is that the one with John Cho?
yeah, right? Yeah, it's like the found footage one.
Found footage.
I didn't know.
End of watch is found footage?
Yeah, I think so.
It's like actually no.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I have not.
I didn't know that if that was the case. What was it?
Because I thought.
End of watch. Oh, Creep.
Creep. Not familiar with. End of watch is found footage?
End of watch uses a hybrid of found footage style.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that counts. I was not aware of that.
Okay, some of these might get a little tougher.
Okay.
See, Aliens, T2, Judgment Day. So
Sequels.
Terminator 2. No,
80s sequels.
no. It's not the connection I'm looking for.
They're pretty dumb.
Aliens, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Back to the Future 3.
Sequels that were directed by a different director.
Nope, you're on the right track.
I don't know. That seems.
Aliens, T2, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Back to the Future 3, Army of Darkness.
They're all.
Trilogies involving different directors.
Nope.
I don't know because some of them are sequels and some of them are third installment. I don't have a guess.
Sequels that are different in a different genre than the original.
That is tricky. T2 versus Terminator.
Yeah. Terminator, I would say, is more of like a horror thriller. T2 is an action film.
Okay,
Interesting.
Same thing. Aliens, they say it's more of an action film.
Interesting.
I've heard that.
Okay. Wait, what about Back to the Future 3?
It's a Western.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay. It's this one I really like. Okay. John Hammond, Alfred.
They're old British guys.
Nope.
That's what I was gonna say. Alfred. Yeah, pass.
John Hammond, Alfred, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
They all have a beard.
No.
They all have a cane.
No. John Hammond, Alfred, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Gandalf.
They're all British.
They're
They're all voiced by British.
They all have a rod of some sort.
No, think about the actors.
They're all knighted.
That's right.
Oh.
Sir Ian. I didn't.
Right.
Ewan McGregor was knighted.
Sure. Yes, he has.
Oh, are you
but
talking about Alec
Sir-
Guinness?
Alec Guinness has also been there.
Oh, okay.
Plays John Hammond.
Sir
David-
Richard Attenborough.
Richard
Oh,
Attenborough,
sure.
not David Attenborough.
Wow, that's a good one.
Arrival, Hacksaw Ridge.
Movies that came out in 2017.
Rival came out in 2016, didn't it?
Yeah. I knew it, but I just was like,
Arrival.
Maybe Riley would get the details wrong.
Arrival, Hacksaw Ridge, Hidden Figures.
Best Picture nominees from 2016.
That's correct.
Let's go.
Okay.
I knew it came out, and then I was thinking about
It came out
Hacksaw
2016.
Ridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was, yeah.
We got three more. This character has been shot with arrows. And then
that's the theme?
the first one, then crushed by a burning antenna. Shot with arrows, crushed by a burning antenna.
Is it like the ways that Mickey died in Mickey 17?
No.
Is it the way that Sean Bain has died?
That is correct.
I think I've helped you with like 3 of these.
Yeah.
What was the rest of them?
The one was quartered by horses while suffering from the plague, and then the last one I said beheaded, but that's from a TV show.
The Arrows was Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
The quartered, but that was a Black Plague or
Yeah.
something. It was like one of those.
What was the second
Antenna was Golden Eye.
one? Yeah.
Have you ever seen the James Bond movie?
Got beheaded. Game
Yep.
of Thrones.
Yep. Wow,
Let's
good job.
go. I said Sean, and you're like,
You guys.
started light up.
So 2 more. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and Zoolander.
I don't have a
why
guess.
male models?
But why Spider-Man?
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Zoolander, Men in Black 2.
Doesn't do anything for me.
They have like a device that makes you forget.
Nope.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Zoolander, Men in Black 2, Pirates of the Caribbean, At World's End.
Men in Black, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's.
What was the second one?
There are-
Zoolander.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
Cameo by a musical artist.
Yeah. Okay, wait.
Keith Richards.
Keith Richards in Pirates of the Caribbean. It was David Bowie in Zoolander.
Yep.
Men in Black 2, I don't know.
That's Michael Jackson is in Men in Black 2.
It was
Across the Spider-Verse.
Is-
Oh, it's a Post Malone.
But I was thinking of Childish Gambino, Donald Glover.
Yeah.
Nice.
Last one. This one I'm really excited for. A Nightmare on Elm Street, Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed.
Movies. Halloween movies.
No.
Movies that involve a TV interview. Just wanted to think that Coolville sucked.
A Nightmare on Elm Street, Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed, Tommy Boy.
They've all got Seth Green.
No.
They all involve. Pass.
A Nightmare on Elm Street, Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed, Tommy Boy, Super 8.
Is it? They've all got Danny Boyle.
No.
J.J. Abrams did Super 8. No.
Don't think about like the cast. I'll give you guys a cast or the crew. Think about the movies.
Okay, it's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed, Tommy Boy, Super 8.
They go out. They go on an adventure. They fight. Tommy Boy. There's a sales pitch. There's miniature car models. What was the last one?
Super 8.
Super 8.
The
There's
group of
aliens.
Train wreck. I have no idea. You got any more hints?
Government cover up.
Not the characters. Doesn't have to do with the characters or the plot. No, that just gives it away.
You might as well.
Just tell you.
No.
Or give us that hint that'll give it away.
It's where these movies are.
Fictional.
In Nightmare on Elm Street, Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed, Tommy Boy, and Super 8.
Coolsville.
No.
Yeah. Cool. Where?
Yep.
The Midwest. Coolsville, Elm Street, Super 8. I don't remember where
that was
takes
in
place.
the Midwest, or wasn't that like in Nebraska or something?
I don't know.
Is it in Ohio?
Movies that are in Ohio.
Movies that are set in Ohio.
Coolsville is in Ohio?
Yep, I looked it up.
Really?
Yep.
Elm Street's in Ohio. Or the Nightmare on Elm Street takes
Where
place.
is that?
So I looked it up, and I didn't know this until I searched movies set in Ohio, and it said Scooby-Doo 2.
Let's just look.
But I looked it up some more, and it said, like, in the TV show, it's usually Southern California where they're located, but in the cinematic universe, Coolsville's set in Ohio.
Strange. What was
just
was
north of Columbus.
Yeah.
We're like,
Are we in Coolsville? What was the third movie then?
Tommy Boy.
That's in Ohio too?
Yep, it's in
wow.
Ohio.
Very interesting. Black Widow. That takes place in Ohio.
Oh.
what?
The opening scene is like
Yeah.
when they're all the family's undercover. They're in Ohio.
And Super 8 was set in town in Ohio.
In the Midwest. That was in Nebraska, right? He's like,
Not exactly. That's really funny. Okay, let's.
That was only Connect.
that was great. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like that.
I can tell you put a lot of work into that. So
I tried.
well done.
There were some really good cuts in there, so good job, Riley John Hughes.
Thank you. Wait.
Okay. 2, 1. Okay. And this week's trivia is Jon Favreau.
What's the standing?
Josiah has 2 wins. If he wins again, he gets to pick a movie for us. Riley, you have 0 wins,
You have one.
and I have 1. Jon Favreau trivia. Are you ready? Question number 1. Jon Favreau has starred as Happy Hogan in 8 MCU films, the first being Iron Man, and the most recent being this film. Josiah.
Spider-Man Far From Home.
That is incorrect. Riley.
Spider-Man No Way Home?
Incorrect. Deadpool Wolverine.
Oh,
That was supposed to be an easy one.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I'm going to start off light. Okay.
Good luck.
Josiah said Spider-Man. I was like, Riley, you got it.
I didn't think No Way Home sounded right.
Okay. Question number 2. Starring as D-Bob, Rudy is one of Favreau's earliest movie credits, which tells the story of Rudy Rudiger and his journey to play football at this university. Riley.
Shoot. Notre Dame?
That's correct.
I knew that.
Okay. Question number 3. After directing multiple blockbusters, Favreau decided to, quote, go back to Riley.
Chef.
That's correct.
Going back to Rudy for a second. He directed that or he starred?
No, he
it?
starred. Come on. The movie came out in 1993.
He could have directed it then.
You're not allowed to direct until you're at least 40 years old.
He probably was 40 then.
Question number 4. Favreau stars as Thark Bookie in this other... Josiah.
Rounders.
Incorrect. I'm going to start from the beginning. Favreau stars as Thark Bookie in this otherworldly 2012 sci-fi flick that was a major flop for Disney. Riley.
Cowboys and Aliens?
That is incorrect.
Mars
It's
Needs
John
Moms.
Carter.
John Carter.
Darn it!
Well, that's too bad for me.
So you can...
No, I won.
That was
Oh, you
fourth.
got 2. Okay.
Dang.
Let's finish this out.
John Carter. I don't know anything John Favreau. I didn't do any research.
Did you do research?
Yeah, just before.
Yeah,
Just
I thought you might. Question number 5. This actress has collaborated with Jon Favreau across 3 films and stars as the recurring character Peli Moto in The Mandalorian, the scrappy proprietor of Hangar 35 in the Mos Eisley Spaceport, who makes a living refueling and repairing battered ships.
Yeah. We know what you're talking about.
The actress?
All right, Mando. It's
She's-
going to cost you.
She's the voice of a character in BoJack Horseman.
That's such. I don't remember the actress.
Josiah. You're going to know it when I say the name.
Okay, then is it like Samantha or Stephanie something?
No, it's... Do you have a guess? It's Amy Sedaris.
Yeah.
That's-
S. I knew there was an S.
Yeah. Mando, if you want to ride this ship out of here, it's going to cost you major credits.
You're going to have to give me a kiss on the lips.
I don't think I agree to that. Okay, bonus question. The Lion King may be Favreau's highest-grossing film, sitting at $1.6 billion at the box office, but The Jungle Book, my personal preference between the two, still made just shy of $1 billion worldwide. We'll just have to wait and see if they both do better than this soon-to-be-released Disney live-action adaptation, a movie which Noah has absolutely zero desire to see. Riley.
Snow White?
No.
I was going to say, that's already out. Oh.
Josiah.
Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, Snow White's already out.
I guess that would be true. I don't have any desire to see that. All right.
I'm on the board.
You won. Woo. You won with only
this has
two
happened
correct
several
answers.
times now where I have
Josiah's just like
I have gotten 2 wins and then I don't win. You got a huge stain on your shirt.
Aww.
Is that sweat?
No.
That was the stain that was there last time you wore it.
Why?
Riley's leaking. Riley's lactating.
Riley, what's trivia next week?
Trivia next week.
Movie desserts.
Turkish Delight from The Lion, the Witch, and the
We're
Wardrobe.
watching Flux Gourmet.
Welcome, everybody. We're going to be watching the...
We're watching the 2021 Flux Gourmet.
That's funny. Okay, movie desserts.
You did bears.
And that was a wonderful idea.
Okay,
Desserts,
I can do.
I don't know if it can be done.
I think you've done food before.
Yeah, that's more broad than desserts.
There's
triple gooberberry sunrise.
I think
from
I can
SpongeBob
get
movie.
5 and a bonus.
It's not possible. There's not enough movies out there that have desserts.
How you know?
I just do.
Dude, Noah's seen a lot of movies.
Okay.
I've seen like 5 movies this month already.
I
None
can
of them
do
had
it.
desserts.
I can do it.
Actually, Hunt for the Wilder People, I think they eat cake on Ricky Baker's birthday. So
And they got
Riley's like, scratch out one
they
of
got
those.
Doritos,
Bigger
Fanta, Doritos, burger rings.
You know what's through the other door? Vegetables? But no, it's just another door.
Yeah.
But on the other side of that door, Jesus?
No, I thought it was Jesus too.
Yeah, it is Jesus.
Maybe movie sweets. I like that better. Movie
It's
sweets.
the same thing, but just,
Because candy's not really a dessert, but it is a sweet.
Yep.
Sugary cereal, not really a dessert, but it's a sweet.
Movie sweets. Trivia.
Hey, Riley, you're my movie sweet.
Yay.
get a room.
Where are you?
That was my movie salty.
Yeah.
Really need some water to wash this down. Very
Okay.
good.
Thanks for watching. Let us know if you've heard of Flux Gourmet, or what that does to you upon hearing the description of the movie. Does it just absolutely just deflate you from the inside out, or does it sound interesting?
And just put Riley's TV corner if you want Riley's TV corner.
Don't say anything other than Riley's TV corner. Then we'll get the idea.
We'll track.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
And thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Stop talking.
Grow
Okay,
up.
bye.